What's up, everybody? I'm outside right now. Just got done watching the sun come up. One of my favorite times of the week. It's so beautiful and peaceful out here right now. And in today's video, we're going to talk about 3 easy steps that you can take to get a nice, thick, dark green lawn. So step number 1 of this process is going to be putting down nitrogen fertilizer at small doses frequently. And I like to put down about 1/4 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet about every 2 or 3 weeks. And it's nice because the fertilizer that I use is about 25% nitrogen. So I have 5,000 square feet. So I want to put down about 5 pounds of that fertilizer. If your fertilizer is a different percentage of nitrogen, I put a link in the description of a helpful calculator that's going to help you figure out what your percentage of nitrogen is and about how many pounds per 1,000 square feet that you're going to want and how you can calculate that. So before I put the fertilizer down, I want to figure out exactly how much I have and how much to put into my spreader. And I don't have a small scale to weigh my fertilizer, but what I do have is a regular scale to weigh a human being. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scale, I'm going to weigh myself, then I'm going to grab that bag of fertilizer, I'll weigh myself again with the fertilizer, subtract the difference, and that's how much fertilizer you have in your bag. All right, so I got my 5 pounds of fertilizer in my spreader. I think it's time to upgrade spreaders. This thing is kind of amateur hour over here, but that's okay. It's what I got for right now, so it's what I'll use today. So 5 pounds is going down. Like I said, I'm going to put it at about half of what the recommended setting is. When you're done fertilizing, it's important that you blow off your driveway or any kind of concrete that you have, because that iron that's in the fertilizer, if you don't blow that off or sweep it off, once you start watering or once you get rain, that's gonna rust things. So make sure you blow that off or you sweep that off so you don't get those little rust spots on your concrete. So step number 2 to getting that nice, dark, thick green grass is continuing to water. And a lot of people think, well, it's October now, the weather's cool, so I don't really need to water anymore. That's not true. You still need to water your grass. It still needs about 1 inch per week. So if you get 1 inch of rain, that's great. You don't need to supplement any water at all. Like this past week, we had no rain at all. So I watered 3 times this week, and I got about 1 inch of water that I put down onto the lawn. Also, if you have an irrigation system, pay attention to where the wind is, because sometimes even though you have an irrigation system, the wind could blow a certain way, which is going to move that water, and you could have some dry areas. So it's good to get out in the lawn occasionally and take a look around and see if you have any of those dry areas. If you can't really tell, go out with a pitchfork, or you could go out with a screwdriver and just push that down into the ground. If it goes in really easily, you're good to go. If it's difficult to push that down, you can't get it in 5 or 6 inches, then that's an area that you may need to go to and hand water. So making sure you keep up with your watering even when it's cool. Now, you don't need to water as much as you do in the summertime when you have that hot sun, that direct sunlight that's going to make things evaporate, but still you want to try to get that 1 inch of water per week, and the ideal time to water is in the morning. You don't want to water in the late afternoon or at nighttime, because that's when you can start getting some fungus issues, which can take over the lawn and cause major problems. So watering in the morning, keeping up with your watering, even when it's cool out, that's our second step to that thick green lawn that you want. Step number 3 to that thick, dark green, beautiful lawn that you want is to continue to mow frequently. And mowing once a week is okay, but if you can mow multiple times a week, 2 times a week would be great, especially during the fall, because those leaves are coming down, and when your lawn has a big blanket full of leaves on it, the sun can't penetrate down through those to get to the grass to photosynthesize, and that's when the grass starts to get weak, it gets yellow, it gets thin, and it doesn't look good anymore. So staying on top of that, getting rid of those leaves. Believe me when I tell you this. Oh, come on, this is my video. How am I getting booed? Anyway, get rid of those leaves, stay on top of mowing. It's gonna keep that grass nice and thick and healthy. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just snap your fingers and make all those leaves go away? What? When you're finished with mowing, it's important to take a look at the top of the grass blades and identify if you still have a sharp mower blade or not. If you see that the top of the blade is frayed off and it doesn't look nice and cleanly cut, you might need to sharpen your blade. And if you do that, there's a couple different options of what you can do. You could just use a hand file if you wanted to. You could use an angle grinder. What I like to do is use a bench grinder. Well, we're all done for today. So again, those 3 easy steps of that dark green lawn that you would love is 1, nitrogen, making sure you're fertilizing. I've been putting down about a 1/4 pound of nitrogen every 2 or 3 weeks. Number 2, make sure that you're watering still, even though it's cool outside. Keep up with the watering, about 1 inch a week, and try to water in the morning. And 3, keep up on the mowing. Get rid of those leaves. Keep cutting that grass. It's gonna promote new growth. Thanks so much for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.